I come from New York City, and I come from New Orleans. So I got a very musical background, I would say, coming from New Orleans side, and then New York wise, I'm the son of a former black radio legend, Hank Span from WWRL, New York City, Super 1600 AM, and proud to have been able to live in that time frame in the 70s and early 80s in New York, where it was it was legendary. I mean, you know, it was the time that hip hop and house were created, and my father happened to be one of the main guys on the radio playing the music to those people that created hip hop and house, and I take pride in that, being the son of that. I feel like I have a responsibility to move the music forward with that. So moving to New Orleans as a kid surely changed my life in terms of being so musical. I mean, everybody's musical. Everybody plays in the band, sings something. So having that rich tradition surely is giving me an insight that I think is different than most in house music, because most house heads have been house heads, and so I'm not burned out from it. This music is, as much as I've heard it since its inception, I'm not burned out from it. It's really fresh for me. So I really try to take that energy of looking at the music like it's new, like it's brand new, and then I feel 19, I feel 21 years old, playing this music. So I'm happy to have the blood in my spirit to carry forth a legacy that I think is very important to the music. So excited about that, continuing on, Oh man, where am I going next? It's a hard question to answer. It's a liquid answer because things keep changing. In this business, man, it's tough because you get bookings around the world. You get attention from clubs around the world, and you begin the process of trying to organize the next situation. And sometimes things happen. Sometimes they fall through. I have been in a situation where for the past year and a half now, I've been dealing with various club owners that have offered me very good jobs, and then had me excited. I was getting ready to make moves, and then you get no contact, or things change, or club closes, or stuff like that. So it's been very disappointing, man. It's been a disappointing year regarding that. So say where I'm going next. Tough answer. I do know I'm going back to Europe and back to Africa, because now I've finally put some music out. Since I've been back in the States, I've had the opportunity to release a lot of music. And while I was in Europe for years, I hadn't put out any music, and basically had to book my own gigs on my own. So it's basically just friends, supporters of the music that would look out for me and make some phone calls and do some gigs, but hook me up with some gigs. But it's tough getting music. I would rather getting gigs when you don't have music out. So I'm excited about now being able to go back. We've been very successful with some really good producers, some really good labels, and we've had 9 top 20 records in the last year and a half, maybe 6 top 10 records, and so I'm excited. I'm excited about what's next. Now, where exactly? Immigration. That's where I'm going. That's all I can tell you. If I'm going through somebody's immigration to see if see where I land and walk through with my USB and my rig and do what it do. I don't care. I really don't care, to be honest with you. As long as I go through immigration. Just put out an album maybe six months ago, and it's been doing pretty good, and so I'm looking forward to continuing to sell the album as the momentum increases, and just enjoy being on the deck. So to answer that would be, I am going through immigration with my equipment. That's a good answer there. Man, Baltimore house scene. Growing up in New York and hearing about Baltimore, hearing about the scene all the time. I mean, I wasn't a house head at all, but I I was, you know, obviously my ear was to the ground. Everybody was going down. The house heads were going down to this place called the Paradox, and everybody was so excited about Baltimore. So you heard the hard sound, and also the what was, I think hip house sound was real big or something here. The fast, the 138 stuff I think talked about before. It's a legendary scene. This is Baltimore, man. I mean, you know, it's Chicago, it's Baltimore, and it's New Jersey. You know, as far as, I mean, I don't want to get into the whole New York, New York, Chicago thing, but New York, I mean, Chicago and Baltimore have a very similar situation in terms of the house scene, because it's such legendary scenes, and Baltimore and Chicago are such local cities, and I don't mean that in any kind of demeaning way, but they're very local American cities, and so you have the same scene that basically didn't get a chance to really grow, because the youth, I don't know if the youth caught on here. I don't see the youth involved in house here like I do in other cities. And I can only speak domestically. Abroad, other cities around the world, I mean, Baltimore is I hope I don't say this the wrong way, but just like Chicago has become, in a way, a museum of house music. And I don't know if that's necessarily a good thing, because it locks in the history, and you have to keep moving forward. House music is about moving forward. The music is supposed to be continually vibrational in a positive way, and if things have changed in life, then our vibes change a bit, and they alter a bit. So Baltimore is a wonderful house scene. I think, in my humble opinion, it's very OG-ish, which, with no youth in the club, there's no youth in the music. I mean, if there's no youth in the music, it can't grow, and so that's why maybe I'm not hearing a lot of house artists here, I guess, you know. So it's tough to gauge, but I know it's legendary. I've heard some of the most amazing DJs ever here. Had a chance to play with a few of them and really get around. I love this place, man. I can't front. I had no idea I would love Baltimore so much, but so I speak in respect. But if it had to be for modern day club scene, I wouldn't rank Baltimore up near the top. San Francisco would have to be probably the Bay Area. Los Angeles area is getting much better, but Baltimore is still, you can come get that classic stuff, and you gotta appreciate that. But I would love to see more forward movement in the music, but the DJs, man, they world class, you know. So I can just speak on that, you know. Huh. How's it affecting my family life? It's affected it to the point where I don't have my kids right now anymore, because, you know, you make a decision to believe in something like this, that music, and I can talk about it, which I will, believing in something abstract, believing in something that doesn't show tangible results most of the time. When there's kids to feed, and you come through with this idea of love and music and light and beautiful people, and wanting to be a service to the world with what I would like to, humbly speaking, I think I have a way to give these vibrations to make people feel good in one way or another. And so I take that seriously to the point where, you know, I've spent time in the streets, I spent time in hospitals, spent time on park benches, sleeping, not some time, a lot of time, because there's no job description for that. So a lot of times people ask me, what do you do? I say, I'm a DJ. And I say, I don't know, but what do you do? Because people don't value this and look at this as a career. And so when you tell the mother of your children that, you know, it's going to be a tough road, this, this, you know, nobody wants to hear that. And so I respect that. At the same time, I also see that this is real. I can see the passion and the desire and what it is that this music accomplishes when it touches people. I can see that, and I just can't give up on it. I just don't see anything else that I can do. The last job I had officially, like before my family and I split, was selling Pepsi. I was a marketing rep for Pepsi, and basically giving away Pepsi all across the country, giving away poison. And so my last official job was giving away poison to feed my kids, and now my journey is to give away positive vibrations to people, to give them a chance to smile, to feel better, to cope with life, even if just for a second, or maybe a week, a month, maybe just a whole completely different change of scenery, change of mentality through the music. I've seen it happen. It's happened to me, and I just believe in it. And it's painful, but I have to just believe in something that I can't see. And so while I'm not with my kids now, what it is doing for me is making sure that I have choices for them when they get out of high school of where they want to go in the world. My main reason for getting out of here was to get out of this country because I didn't like the direction the country was going in, but also to give my kids the international feel that they so desperately will need in this ever-changing world. Once we moved from San Francisco to Taiwan, and as I said, my kids speak Mandarin. So once I saw saw how they were rock stars as soon as they got there. Once they went through Ushinjie, Ipaleng Leo Shang to the taxi driver, it was a wrap. I knew I was hooked. That my kids have to have this, and so it's a sacrifice now to not be with them. They happen to be wonderfully taken care of. Their mother is, while we can, I can say all kind of things, she's taking care of them, and that's all that really matters to me because they're taken care of. I can do what I have to do to make sure I have destinations for them in the future. And if it means me not being able to throw the football around, so be it. It's worth it. So, family, it's all about them, but at the same time, I haven't seen them in quite some time. So. That could be a loaded question, but I'll give my best to do keep it on point. I mean, house music. First of all, it's taken me. I've been lucky enough for it to take me around the world to meet all kind of wonderful people, to get certain vibrations that I don't think I've been able to find in any other music. I come from hip hop, so it's a very aggressive nature in hip hop, and so to be able to come to a music that is for the most part filled with love and a global understanding. For me, I'm just, like I said, I'm privileged to be a part of it, and looking forward to take me. I really don't care where it takes me. Just keep taking me, because as long as it takes me around wonderful people and keeps enriching my life the way it has and preparing me to have a future for my kids globally, then man, just let the beat keep rocking, you know. Well, I've been blessed with the music early on when say the internet started, not the internet, but the internet radio and internet video stuff started. I was blessed to be a part of a legendary station at the time, radio4x4.com, and they had thousands of viewers on at the time, and it was a global station. And so I was able to maneuver myself to Taiwan. I moved to China, basically, Republic of China, because both of my sons spoke, they speak Mandarin, and I was looking for a place to go where possibly my sons could, they could grow their language, where they spoke some English as well, so it would give me, make it easier on us. I was married at the time, so the whole family, we went out, and it's a wonderful experience. Really appreciate the music, but obviously it's not the mecca of house. I went to Taipei City first in Taiwan. Great city, amazing place, and it gave me the energy, or just gave me the idea of what was going on outside of America. I had no idea. I had never seen anything. I'd never been to Mexico, Jamaica, Toronto, nothing. So once I got out there, I realized, oh, there's a whole world out here, and got a chance and got lucky, and I did a gig in, where was it, Amsterdam and Geneva. Got a flight out for a courier service that flew me from Taipei to Geneva and Amsterdam, and so I did some shows there. And once I did show there, I realized this is where I need to be. I need to be in Europe, period. There's no doubt about it. This is where the music, this is where the energy is, this is where they support the music, house music being played, clothing stores, cafes, in the elevator, the mall, everywhere you go, it's just house music. And so I went there, did the shows, and then I went back to Taiwan. Now, after a while, when things kind of dissolved in Taiwan, it was doing really good. I had some really good support from clubs and stuff, and things were going well. But family situation dictated that we moved back to the States for a minute. So, but I knew I had to go to Europe, and so as soon as we got back to the States, my mom was trying to get to Europe. Did something called Balcony Sessions, a video series on YouTube that, for some reason, caught I would say mini viral, caught small time viral, and especially in Italy. And so I decided, well, if they really liked it in Italy, I was getting maybe 70,000 to 100,000 views a month from Italy alone. And I just decided to go ahead and make that move out to Europe. First show was in Switzerland, and I moved to Italy. And then for a few years, I just bounced around Mediterranean countries. From Greece to Italy, Spain, Portugal. Got a chance really to move to Morocco, which was amazing. Met some wonderful people, some people that are called brothers, dear friends of mine, CL Mirko, and cats that just, big time cats in the game. My man CL was a young kid in the game, and now he's a number 19 Afro house producer in the world. And so I'm proud of that, and proud to know him, proud to know all these people that I've met around. It's been tough, but at the same time, it's been wonderful, man. These people that love the music like that, you come back to America, and you see how the music isn't really taken as seriously. In the community, yes. In the house music communities across the country, yes. But, I played gigs in Greece where the town was 7,000 people in the whole town. Megara, I think the name of the town was. And everybody there is packed, and everybody there knows all the words to the songs. So songs I don't even know the words to. So that experience just let me know that if I'm going to get paid to do this, and I'm going to get paid is to leave the country, because they just don't pay any money in America. So I had to be forced to keep going back. I would come back here for the Winter Music Conference every year, and have to wing it, because there's no money here unless you're entrenched in a certain, in a community. If you're entrenched in, New York, you're entrenched in D.C. or somewhere, But other than that, there's really not enough cash. I'm sure DJs that are watching this are shaking their heads, just knowing exactly what I'm saying. So I had to go to Europe to get it, and now I've had that opportunity to go there, live there for a few years, and really immerse myself in the culture, in the lifestyle, and I almost feel like I'm out of town now, being back in the States. And even though next week it'll be 3 years, I'll be back. If it still feels like I got an open ticket to leave as soon as possible. Well, that's wishful thinking too. So I'm happy to be in the States. I don't want to sound like I'm dissing the States at all, but as far as house music goes and trying to make a living, unless you're already making a living, it's kind of hard to make a living here. So Europe and Africa, and soon I think back to Asia will be part of the plan as well. So I'm excited. So now I'm soaking it up all now, getting all the yams I can, getting all the all the American meals I can before that stuff is a wrap. So travel we must very soon. So yeah, I mean, Baltimore's been an amazing experience, man. You get a chance to get in this legendary community, and like I said, man, meeting some great DJs while I was here. I already knew John Johnson. Played with him at Super Bowl party 2000, the 2012-2013 season. So it must have been February 2013. I came back from Europe and played with him. It was amazing. And then coming back, I got a chance to, cat looked out for me. Wes, this cat SW3. Make sure I say his name right. Good cat, OG man. Just looked out for me since I've been here, and gave me a computer to use when I first got here. Phone, connected me with all the cats around town. Connected me with cats like my man William WMJ, phenomenal producer, great DJ. My man Casper Bernstein. Got a chance, to hook me up with Tommy, all the legends here, introduced me to all the cats here, and really, and Big Me Up, that meant a lot to me. Big Me Up from my experience to cats here that are easily, household names in the community. And so for that, that's what this music is to me, is cats like Wes, that love the music so much. Wes didn't ask me for no money. Wes came pick me up a lot of times and brought me to the house to do radio shows, and he'll pull up the store. I'm like, well, he's stopping at the store, and he counts some money and say, man, go get you a couple beers. That kind of spirit, man, is what makes you keep going when there's no money. It's what makes you keep going when friends turn their back on you. It's what makes you keep going when there are no family phone calls. That's the kind of thing that I will take from my experience here in Baltimore forever. Just that love for the music, that love for genuine love for other people, trying to push the music forward, trying to just continue to vibe with the tradition of this music. And for that, man, I'm so grateful to come here to Baltimore. I cannot believe that I said last night, I was watching TV, that it came out of my mouth. I said, man, I love this. I said, what am I doing? So it's got me. The city is definitely charming. The people have definitely made me feel like I could add this to many cities that I call home. So much love to Baltimore. Much love to everybody here. And I look forward to returning.